Guys, House of Prep, Jerry's here. Who else we got? And I gotta see if you can hear me first, because yeah, this will be a long hour if nobody can hear me. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Let's see if this thing gets going here on my laptop. All right. See a lot of people already in the comments. As soon as they get linked up here, we'll see who we got. Skip these ads. There you go. I see John Smith. Can you hear me? 5x5 Dave. All right, nice. Carrie. Luis, good to see you. Retired Rays. JK, Cindy, John. Easy Squeezy, Bad Driver Cam. Eric. We got a party going here, guys. What's going on? Sue, Tommy's Homestead, Vermont Gardening Adventures, JT. What's up, JT? You all been talking about that storm? Is that what I see you saying that, JT? They're just saying it's heading into the Gulf. Gina Queen, good evening. Mammy, good to see you. How's your recovery doing, Mammy? Susan, Danny, Melissa, Aaron, Madame Scorpio. Easy Crazy, that's right. I was thinking of that earlier when I was making my thumbnail for my video. I was like, I should do something Friday the 13th themed. Man, now I'm kicking myself. I could have made it all like scary, Halloween-ish type stuff. I mean, how often, do we get a Friday the 13th opportunity, right? We'll get another one. Oh, good, Mammy. I'm glad you're recovering. Yeah, Lorna, I pulled it up earlier. I saw that you had said, hey, check your email. I pulled it up. For some of you that are still kind of gathering news and stuff, Homeland Security has issued some warnings of, just be careful that they're, obviously, it's that time of year again. All right, every time we approach 9/11, it's every year. They go into high alert. They post, warning notices. Hey, just everyone be diligent, be on ready, red alert. So, last year there was a lot of talk close to 9/11. So it's that time of year. So just be vigilant, be alert, especially right now with troops being pulled over from Afghanistan, a lot of craziness going on over there. Like I've said before, and we've talked about this before, there's always somebody trying to do something all the time. Their wheels are spinning. They don't sleep. They're just constantly, what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? And hats off to our people that they spend a lot of time thwarting the bad guys, right? And taking down possible opportunities of people trying to do harm, trying to do no good. And I'm so thankful for those that keep us alert, keep our head out on a swivel, and anything we can do, if we see something, you say something, right? And I think that just goes across the board, no matter what country you're from. Communication's key. Report it to the right people before opportunities present themselves. Now, Nathaniel was 2 during 9/11. Wow. So do you all, besides Nathaniel, you probably don't remember when you were 2. But I remember at 9/11. I remember where I was. I was working and had to go out to the car, had the news on, and all of a sudden I'm hearing, what just took place, and it just felt like, wow, this is just like in a movie. What? A hockey mask in my window. Candace? What? I mean, it is Friday the 13th, so it's possible. So you guys warned me, all right? If you've something moving around behind me, I need to know about this, okay? I'm just scrolling back up here. We got a good group here, guys, tonight. I hope I hope you guys have been having a great week. Look, it's the weekend, okay? And thank you for allowing me to be a part of your week, the start of your weekend, Friday night. I mean, I don't know if I planned it that way, but I mean, Fridays are always like one of the most exciting days of the week, right? I mean, I could have done this Monday, which I did this past Monday, right, to make up, and it turned out okay. Were you all here for Monday? Yeah, Lorna, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Lorna knows. Her and I kind of take turns and figure out how to monitor a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with different trolls and different people just jumping in to cause trouble and to poke and to prod on the videos. And it just seems like there's been a lot more of that lately. A lot of people just there to put preppers down. Okay, look, first of all, yeah, and I saw one of, and Lauren, I don't know if you noticed this, I had to delete a thread. I had commented on somebody, you had also kind of explained it very well to somebody, and somebody got all bent out of shape. So I just had to block them. Unfortunately, I started cussing and everything else, and I'm like, whoa, it's okay, people. Some people are wound up tight nowadays, and I don't know if it's just because of everything that's going on out in the world, but they are wound up. And if you're wound up and you're watching this tonight or on another day, look, I'm sorry if you got stuff going on. Look, if you want to talk about it, hey, we're here to talk, but just treat everybody with respect, right? You don't have to agree with everything that goes on. I mean, shoot, I don't even agree with everything that goes on. And I'm Jerry, House of Prep. I don't even agree with everything I say, right? But I'm crazy. I have times I don't even know if I know what I'm talking about. And if my wife was down here, she'd probably be agreeing with that. But Lorna, I had to block somebody. They were jumping all on our case, and I was like, it's not worth it. Life's too short. We had someone that was jumping in, and they were on the Thursday video, and they're just like, you feel like you're out there getting everybody to go panic buy. Is that the purpose of your video? To get everybody riled up and to go panic shop and to go panic buy. I'm kind of like, no. And Lauren had made a comment like, did you see the stuff in his video? Did it look like he went out and went panic buying? I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, yeah, no, I didn't panic buy. Bought a few of this and a couple of that and maybe one of this and one of that. And I was like, no, look, I do promote stocking up, right? But it's that methodical every week. Think of what else can I add to my preps. Not that you're going out and you're clearing the shelves. That's not what we're doing. That's not the true prepper mentality, folks. It's and I apologize for people that might be out there that have maybe been burned watching other types of videos, and I can understand maybe they're fear driven and they're numbers driven and all this thing, and maybe if that's something that they've been burnt on and thinking that, wow, this must be all prepper channels, the doom and gloom and fear and everyone run out and panic buy everything. And I was like, no, that's not what we're doing. And that's not the correct way. And I'll never want to talk other than that to drive up numbers or to drive up this or drive up that. No, that's not what it's about. It's about helping people just understand there is a way. If you have nothing and you do have lots of money, so yeah, your first initial going out and buying stuff could make it appear like you're panic buying, but it's probably just out of the right mindset. Look, I don't have anything. I need to get prepared for something. So, but once you get going, come on, guys, it's cruise control. I think most of us that are on here understand, or if you're new starting out, and you're kind of getting the gist of this, it's that methodical adding on to what you have and just consistent, the steady, right? Yeah, exactly, Dave. It's over time. If we were to climb into the pantries of Dave right now, okay, we're going out into the boonies, to the woods, and if we could ever find him, I don't think we could find Dave, but if we did, we went into his pantries and we saw the mountainous stacks of Keystone meat cans of meat, right? All the proteins, just the mountains of them, the stacks and stacks. It took time for him to do that, okay? It didn't happen on one Walmart shipment. Could you imagine all the dented cans he would have gotten in one giant mother load like that? But no, it took Dave time and effort and the methodical process, right? And the money, the budget, and the budgeting the money, planning that out. So I hope I'm not buffering. Because all of a sudden my laptop kind of froze up. So I hope that you guys can still see me okay. So yeah, if you guys have questions and stuff too, look, at any time, you might have to do it a couple times if I don't see it right away. But thanks. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure I wasn't buffering. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you. And at any time, though, if you're watching this and like, look, I got a question or something, I want to bring up, or a topic or something, just put it in caps and I'll do my best. Sometimes it takes us a little while and everybody reminding, getting my attention, hey, Jerry, but we'll get there. Okay, we'll make it happen. But just, put your questions in caps and things. And I did notice a couple of you were saying, hey, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. So if you don't mind, as we're kind of getting off the ground here, if you hadn't done that yet, what I'm doing is I'm reloading my laptop screen. I think that there was a technical issue. Luckily, it wasn't buffering for you guys. So, all right, I'm back on. Hey, Candace. That book, my wife had that on in her cart. The way that the YouTube works, because you gave the money to buy that book, and the way that the YouTube works, it takes a few weeks for that money to go and process through. So I hope that's okay. So that's something it's there ready to go. It's just waiting for the timing of the money. It doesn't. Because it goes through the super chats and everything is all handled through YouTube, it's not like it doesn't automatically go to me. So unfortunately, you kind of have to wait on their timing of the way that they delegate that. So I don't know if that makes sense or not. But we appreciate you, Candace. Thank you for that. Let me see. I know I'm missing stuff too. Now that I'm back on the laptop, I'm scrolling back up here. All right, so there we go. Okay, so a lot of you can hear me just fine. Yeah, the daily prepper, that's a great question. And for me, but for anybody, and throw it out there. How did you prepare today? So today, here's what I did today. I had to go to work, and those of you that are still kind of getting to know me, I work in a Christian school, and I work in maintenance, and there's also a preschool and daycare. It's also the church that I go to. So there's a lot going on right now with school starting. Today was a huge, the parents bringing the kids to kind of meet the teacher, right? Bring their supplies to the schools. So that was a huge day for me today. And getting home, I had just enough time. I went to the Y because we're being prepper, and I like to prep, stuff, food, mind, body, right? Stay healthy, stay physically fit. So I had a quick 30, 40 minutes, did that. And it was starting to get ready to rain. And I had just enough time to cut the grass because it was getting thick outside. So I got that done. And by the time that, and with the dinner, and then sitting down for a few minutes, and then it's like, okay, it's almost time. So as far as focusing on like, okay, what did I do as far as prepping? I think I wrote down some things on the list of what we need. So I was able, so getting some stuff done. And well, yeah, you know what? We got some rain that was badly needed. I see somebody else asking how the garden is doing. So the garden has been under a relentless assaults, relentless by the cucumber beetles. And you've heard me bring that up before, almost to the point that I don't even want to say them. I don't even want to name them. So relentless assault from the cucumber beetles, mainly on the squash plants, right? But they also hit the cucumber plants just as well. They like it all. And so I've tried the different methods. I did the more natural remedies of sprays and things. I did some more of the, I guess you would consider toxic things that you don't really want to use, but had to resort to some things. I did a lot of the seek and destroy missions early in the morning. I'd go out there and I'd find them inside the blooms. I'd find them hiding under leaves. I'd find them, and I would do seek and destroy every morning before I go to work. So I spent a lot of effort defending and fighting. And then I saw stink bugs start showing up. And I'm like, okay, well, who invited them to the party? Look, I'm trying to do a garden here, right? Everything was going really good, a lot of production. But yeah, they who shall not be named. But yeah, what I started finding out is the cucumber beetles, even though I'm doing as much as I can, they're still biting and eating, and they're still, every time they bite or chew on a leaf, they're leaving some kind of a toxic chemical in their saliva or whatever, right? And who knew? I didn't know all this stuff before I started growing the squash and the cucumbers, because remember, it's the first time from seedlings, and you've seen some of my videos from baby plants, right? And getting them out on the back deck. And I've used 5-gallon buckets this year because I wanted to learn what am I dealing with before I move things out into the yard for next year. I like to do some raised beds, right? Now I've already got in my mind, I think the raised beds are going to work out better for holding the water, maybe allowing the root systems to go down a little farther to beat some of this heat. But once the cucumber beetles' saliva bites and things started setting in, man, it started changing the leaves. They kept yellowing up and dying. And it just became such a battle. And then the heat has gone up over 100 degrees heat index. So between, the pests, the heat, things have just started kind of drying up. And we've eaten a lot of vegetables. We really have. We've made a lot of salads. We've had a lot of sides. We've made a lot of inventions. We've done extremely well. The tomatoes are still producing. But I've learned some things. And that's what it's been about. It's been the journey to take it to the next level for next year. And I didn't want to make this huge garden and it all be destroyed. And the frustration of discouragement that, man, I just lost this huge garden. So I started it off on a smaller scale because I wanted to learn where the sun was, how the heat affected everything, all the animals that wanted to eat them. And I wanted to learn what's in my area, and I have. I would say mission accomplished. And I've got to eat a lot of yummy vegetables. So that's kind of the long of the short, right? You can see I'm a little bitter about the beetles, so I've got some issues, and I might need some counseling after this harvest season, right? Madame Scorpio, I know I'm catching up on some stuff here, so I'm going to start scrolling down. Said that she canned up 6 pounds of ground beef last night, and tomorrow's peaches. Hey, Dave did some peaches too from canning, which I don't know if Dave, you've thrown that on here yet, but that's a pat on the back, brother. Throw it out there and everyone celebrate. Hey, Dave hadn't done that before, so that was new to him. But yeah, nice job canning some ground beef. That's really good. I see y'all talking about the different tropical storms and things that are kind of brewing out there out in the ocean and the Gulf. Okay, Candace, I see you said all good. And yeah, it's okay. No, don't stress that. Yeah, don't you worry about that. I do want to double check the name to make sure we do have the correct book. throw it up there in caps one more time. I just want to make 100% sure that we've got the correct one coming, okay? If you don't mind, throw that up on the caps one more time. Easy squeezy. I know you all still got all that smoke. I was hoping that with these different storm systems coming from the south, I feel like a meteorologist, right? So the storm systems coming from the south and up, that is bringing up more moisture up into the states. I showed that, like, I live up here close, just outside of Nashville, Tennessee. We're kind of in a cone. I pulled up on my phone earlier the weather app, right? And it was red, and I'm like, what's this? And so I had to zoom out, and I could see, okay, it's the cone predictability for where the storm system's coming up out of the Gulf. We're going to come up. So, hey, bring the rain up here. That's cool. Soak up some of that Gulf water and bring it up here and dump it in Tennessee. That's good. That's what we need. So I'm still scrolling up here. You have chickens. How do you persuade them to get into the cans? So it's all part of the canning process, right? You got to persuade them. Okay, Susan said she did a list of the holes for preps. That's good. Sometimes it's good just to take a step back, reanalyze where you're at, and then, make your list. I love lists. Working off lists, whether you're working a job or you're doing your prepping, if you have a homestead, have some lists, because then it could keep you organized. And that way you're just not waking up every day just shooting from the hip. Well, what am I going to do today? Well, let's just wing it. No, we're not going to just wing it. You come up with a plan, and now sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes you got to wing stuff. Sometimes things happen, life happens, and you just got to roll with the punches. But if it's in your control, have a plan. Yeah, I love having lists. So, okay, Danny was saying they'll be canning a chicken and chuck roast that you got on sale. Hey, see, look, that's the other thing I keep trying to tell people. When people like trolls and things, they jump on some of our channel here or other channels, and yeah, sorry, I'm on squirrels here. and then people are trying to say, well, you preppers are just buying stuff just to be buying and stuff. No, we get to the point, we're buying sales. We're saving money now because we have everything we need. We have backups to everything. So if we run out of, let's say, a chuck roast, well, if we've already got some backup chuck roast we've canned or in the freezer, however you do it, and you need more, well, it's not a rush to go buy more. You wait till you see the next good sale, and then you buy more. You just saved money because you have been prepared. So I know you understand this, but sometimes it's good to hear it again. Sometimes it's good to be reminded when people are getting all over your case, right? And lately it's been like that. Oh, NC Prepper was reminding me, raised beds dry out faster. You'll need to water them more. Is it faster than my 5-gallon buckets that they're in now? See, that's where, now I'm not talking, mine aren't going to be raised like chest level raised. I'm going to get mine off the ground, maybe a foot or two with, as far as like wood beams and things, make a bed. But then the roots can go down into the ground, beyond the raised bed. Like, I'm not going to cap it off with wood and make like a floor of wood. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to I want to get it up off the ground, make it so it's a little easier to maintain, get it away from the weeds better, and maybe a couple of the pests, probably not. But still leave the bottom to where the roots can still go down into the natural ground as well. But then fill the top with better soil. And then in the wintertime, I can throw some stuff out there and mulch it up and some scraps, So that's my thought anyway. Could be wrong. I might be walking into a whole different ball game. It's all up here though. You ever do that? you got it all figured out. Yeah, look, it's up here, and then once you start doing it and get it out there, you're just like, whoa, what was I thinking, right? John Smith is saying Amazon still has cans of Keystone turkey for $4.99. That they picked up a few for the family just in case there are no turkeys for Thanksgiving. Hey, if they're still $4.99, that's a great price for turkey. I'm just telling you. So John, thank you for sharing that. If anybody still is like, yeah, I'd like to pick up some more Keystone, well, check the Amazon. It sounds like there's some that's on a good price right now. So I don't know if it's still $4.99 or not, but that's a good deal. Let's see, I'm scrolling down. I'm slowly catching up. Susan has so happy of the apple tree. Can't wait till it's time to pick them. How many years does it take for, like, when you plant like an apple tree? Does it take, 2 or 3 years? Like, I planted some blueberry bushes this year, and supposedly it could take 2, maybe 3 years before it'll really start producing blueberries. It has to kind of get set in. So I'm just curious with the apple tree, because I'd love to get an apple tree or two back here. Yo, Jennifer's saying, yeah, having the marigolds. I'm going to do more of that next year. We did it on a small scale with marigolds, but I'm going to use marigolds, and there's like another 1 or 2 more plants that I remember reading. I can't think off the top of my head. Too much jumbling up in here, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to put them everywhere. We're going to do some new things, step up our game. Okay, we're against the fight. We're going to be ready next year. Yeah, Madame Scorpio. That's right. PTSD from garden insect wars. Oh man, but I'm learning a lot though. I'm telling you, I really am. I'm. Some of it's been successes. Some of it's been, a kick in the seat, and like, okay, well, we're going to regroup on that. So, Farmer's Son prepping. Hey, thank you. Reminding everyone to, if you don't mind, hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate that. Thank you. Easy squeezy, still no rain. Yep. Yeah, I think I'm catching up slowly, but you guys are cranked up on there, so that's good. You keep talking, I'll catch up. Sherry Lee said, looks like they better get their act together. The storm moved west, so we might get the eye. Oh, okay. So yeah, some of you guys I know were watching the eye of the storm, right? The storms that are down there out south. So keep an eye on that stuff. Hillbilly Prepper, it's good to see you too. I saw you jump in here. Oh, Becca, yeah. Said that their dad used to use the sticky tape traps for cucumber bugs. Works pretty well. I did buy some. They were like yellow, and they were this double-sided sticky. There was like a little stand that you could put them in, and it was catching all kinds of insects. It was catching some of those little tiny little bees, and some of them are pollinators, and you're kind of like you don't want to catch the pollinators, but I never caught a cucumber beetle here on one of those. Not one. I was catching all kinds of other stuff. I think I caught mosquitoes on there too. I'm like, what are they doing on there? But those little sneaky buggers. All right, I'm scrolling down here. Yeah, Deli Prepper. I know I'm probably behind here because this is something I said like, an hour ago. But yeah, the difference between preparing and surviving is a good list. Yeah, get to a point where you feel like you're thriving, right? You're prepping, but now you're at a point, man, I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, Hillbilly Prepper organized. Yeah, just staying organized and making it feel like you're accomplishing, and you can feel like I'm ready for whatever might happen. All right, I'm catching up. All right, Hillbilly's asking if I've ever thought of trying some Dutch bucket growing. I'm not sure what that is. Is that the kind that's the hanging gardens, right? Like out back and you got them hanging down. Is that the kind? I'm not sure. So if you want, you can tell me what that is. So I guess the answer to that is I haven't thought of it because I'm not sure what that is yet. So, okay, Susan, the apple trees were there. Yeah, and freedom seeds, guys. Don't. I know we'll just kind of throw those out there, just as a periodic thing. But in all seriousness, yeah, don't forget to stay stocked up on your freedom seeds and opportunities when shops are starting to get them a little more frequent again. Some of my local areas that I check in and out, I've been able to find some here and there, and it's still not as cheap as it used to be, but it's there and it's affordable still. I mean, for the amount that I'm using it for. Oh yeah, Lorna, thank you for putting a reminder. Yeah, as we try the best we can to stay neutral. I've just look, when I started this channel, it's been almost a year ago now, believe it or not, and we will have a birthday celebration here in about 4 weeks for the 1 year mark. Just trying to figure out the best way. How do I want this channel to be? Because I love watching other channels. I'm a big fan of other channels, and I love channels that get into certain things, and I love to watch and read about that stuff. But I'm like, I don't want the cookie same type of a channel that there's so many already out there, because I can see how some people end up having, there's just too much going on. You always say this with friends or family. You can talk about anything in life, just don't talk religion and politics, right? That's just kind of, and when we make comments and we say things in here, but I think we're all adults here, okay? So for the most part, we even with little things that are said, I think we're cool with that. I think we're okay with that. But we don't like to beat the horses. We don't like to drive it home, because that's not the platform. It's more of a helpful platform, if that makes sense, to try to be here for encouragement, for sharing ideas, for answering questions, to keep the eye on the prize. The eye on the prize is getting prepared. Because, at the end of the day, it doesn't, when an event, something happens in life, it doesn't matter what color you are or what your political background is or what your religion is or who your mom is, who your dad is. It doesn't mean all this. We're all going to be in the same boat. If we're not prepared, we're going to be in trouble. So we try to focus on the meat of things, right? So, hey, Be Ready. I saw the super chat that you gave me. I appreciate that, Be Ready. Thank you for that. You've been a good help and support the channel. I appreciate you very much. You saw my thumbnail, right? The cat staring at the door. How am I going to get out of this door? And if he just look around a second, oh, I can just jump off the sides, right? I can just jump right out of the roof of this thing. But sometimes you get so focused on what the problem is. And let's be real, there's a lot of problems in our world. There's a lot of problems in our country. We know that. Sometimes it's so easy to get focused on the problems that you start losing that creative mindset in general collective group of people coming together, that there's solutions everywhere. And one of the biggest solutions is be self-sufficient. Have that insurance, that food insurance, your survival insurance, that you can live life without having to worry about things. So anyway, I know that could start me on a rabbit trail of things, but I thought that was something just to bring up that we needed to talk about. So, but yeah, Be Ready. Thank you. Be Ready said also, long game is the key. Yeah, it takes some time when you start feeling like, man, I can start getting this long game. Yes, Susan, I got the Diet Pepsi out tonight. We're ready. We're wired up. But yeah, having more than just your cans of beans and rice is working on your skills too. Earlier we were talking about my garden and my new skills with gardening and all the things I've learned with that. We talked about canning, and we celebrated Dave first time canning, and he did some peaches, and we've had some other people talk about canning. So it's learning all these different new skills and new things in life. Look, do you know how to fish? Do you know how to hunt? We talked about getting freedom seeds. Have you practiced? Do you ever go to the range? Do you ever go out for targets and things and just kind of brush up on safety and all these things? What about medical stuff? Have you ever treated anything? Have you ever went through any type of a life-saving course or something of giving mouth to mouth or anything that resuscitation? So don't be afraid to add more skills to your life. Because I tell you what, if you ever need them because you've practiced some things, it'll make it less stressful for you. Probably be a little more efficient dealing with things, right? Okay, Lisa's asking, I came in at the apple tree question, and that was probably half an hour ago. I'm working there, guys. I promise you, I'm working through them here. Anyone knowledgeable of peach trees, Lisa says that their peach tree, ours produce every year but never get bigger than a kumquat. Any suggestions? So that's a great question. That's a real life look, like she's dealing with that every year. So yeah, I don't have an answer for you, Lisa, but I know somebody on here very easily could own a peach tree. And I tell you what, if you're watching this video even later in this week sometime, and you're like, oh, hey, I didn't catch your live, but I have a peach tree and I know what to say, throw it in the comments. I'm sure Lisa can come back in a few days and check that out. Hey, Annie's Kitchen, good to see you from Australia. I'm glad that you stopped in. Thank you. You have some sunny weather now. Getting out and doing some garden work, that's good. Yep. I'm glad I know you all had some bad weather there for a little bit. NC Prepper said that they bought some of the Keystone hamburger meat and some of the beef, because they've heard so many people talking about it, and that they liked it. So this is another safe place, right, where we can jump on here and we can share, food items and things that a lot of people are like, oh, I've never tried that. And it's a great opportunity. So oh yeah, using the high-powered an air boomstick, right? So the ones that are powered by air for practice. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, get used to practicing. Probably cheaper too. Small family on a small budget. You made it. I'm glad that you're here. Yeah, thank you for jumping in the comments too. I'm still scrolling down here. Let's see here. All right, I think I'm caught down here. Yeah, Lorna, thank you for helping welcome everybody. Oh, Lawless. Hey, Lawless, good to see you. He also said that he also got some of the Keystone turkey for $4.99. So guys, if you haven't had Keystone before or the turkey and you're like, I wanted to try that, it sounds like some folks are finding it on Amazon for $4.99. Now, is that the larger can? Just out of curiosity. Either way, I think for the big can, for sure, it's a good deal. Even for the smaller can, that's a pretty decent, that's a pretty good price for that too. Yeah, Hillbilly. Yeah, the BB boomsticks, we'll call them. They're great for practicing too. I remember that's how, when my kids were young, I'd start them off with that and just practicing the safety. And my big thing was always working with them where they would point the end, right, the business end. And that was my main thing that I would get on to them is, look, you don't ever point the business end at anybody, all right? That's not what this is. Practicing for safety, for going down, like a target range, setting up some old milk jugs or something, right, and filling them with water. And it was always fun hitting the little BBs in there and the water comes splurting out. And, had a little scope and everything. But it's a good opportunity to teach some of the younger people about the safety and the effects of what those types of items, defensive items, can do, what kind of damage they can actually do. So it's a good teaching opportunity too, and training. So Yeah, don't ever look down the business end though. They're the smaller cans of the turkey. Okay, good. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, I was curious to see. Um, yeah, from $4.99, that's a pretty good price. Even for the smaller can, especially if you've never tried one before, and that's a good chance to do it. Yeah, slingshot, Jay Moore. Hey, those things can do some damage. So. And it's whatever you use for like your self-defense. Like we're just talking about that briefly. But whatever you use, whether it's a slingshot or whatever it is, it's good to practice, right? Just to kind of know what are you capable of. How's your aim, right? Yeah, Hillbilly. Growing up, you had all those games as kids and things. But those are all like real life scenario things, the things that you just practice and you just kind of grow up, just kind of learning some things. Nathaniel's throwing something on here. If you need parts to keep things running, get it. Kirby vacuum cleaner parts have been going up and down in price, and I use them. Just another example, thank you, Nathaniel, of prices of items going up. It's not just the price of food going up, it's throughout your household. Another vacuum parts, all kinds of things, your vehicle parts, things that are wear and tear items, tires, the price of oil. I saw at our local news did an interview with one of the repair places somewhere, and they were interviewing one of the owners, and they're saying that, look, they've been in business for years and they hate raising prices, but the cost of everything is going up, that soon they have no choice but to pass on the cost of doing business to the consumer, to the customer, because it has to be paid for, right? So just keep that in mind. Look, as the budgets are being stretched, and I feel really bad for people that are on a fixed income. I understand, I get it. I see where you're coming from. I know the obstacles that you face, because every time you turn around, the price of stuff's going up, whether it's gas, whether it's your food bill, whether your vehicle needs maintenance and all the parts have gone up. Or like Nathaniel said, you have some home items like your Kirby vacuum cleaner or something else in your home is broken and you need to buy parts for it or a replacement. Everything has gotten more expensive steadily across the board. So that smaller income or that set income that you have now doesn't stretch you quite as far as it used to. You got to be creative, and that's. I see somebody here. Hold on. What's going on, Dave? Yeah. Okay. I see a lot of you are already committing to pray for Dave. Yeah, Dave. I know Dave has communicated some things to me, and I'll leave that to him. It sounds like he's pretty much addressing it how he feels fit. But Dave has been getting some testing and some things done, the MRIs and things, and I know that's heavy on his mind, his heart right now. So please, pray for Dave. He's kind of been in this little battle that he's dealing with, and we know it. It's life. We know that. We've had people on here request prayer before for some things, and if you're a praying warrior, pray. Some people are like, well, I'm not into prayer. Well, hey, throw your thoughts and your good vibes to Dave, because he could use them. Okay, he's got some battles ahead of him, I believe, and Dave could use all of your good feelings, your good thoughts, your prayers. He'll take them. Okay. And then, Dave, I want you to keep us posted here. This is your fam, too, okay? So you keep us posted here throughout the week, every week, or whatever. Just kind of let us know, how you're doing and stuff. You don't have to go into details. No one's going to pressure you for that. But we just like to keep you on our minds, okay? Tammy, it's good to see you. Good. I'm glad this is your first time. I hope I hope you like it. You never know what to predict on a Friday night live. I try to stick to where the vibe is going and what everyone's wanting to talk about. Sometimes we get on some squirrel trails and we'll take off. But Easy Squeezy was reminding me, we were talking about people with fixed incomes, that they are also on a fixed income and feel like they're being nickel and dime to death. Look, I can imagine right now, everywhere you go, every time you turn around, the cost of things have gone up or the shrinkflation's happened and you're not getting as much for what you paid for now. So that's still price going up. And when you're on a set income like that, every change on every item, you feel that. And look, don't get discouraged. Just get as creative as you can. And I know, like, man, sometimes you just feel like, look, I've cut every corner. There's no more corners to cut. I'm living in a circle now. I can't cut any more corners. They're gone. The corners are gone. I've cut them all. But you got to keep getting creative, keep plugging. Don't give up. Don't quit. And I know it can be harder than to prep because now you're spending that money for your day-to-day living. But you do what you can do. And we'll see where this is all going to take us, okay? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being a praying community. So yeah, thank you all for praying for Dave. Yeah, Dave, you can feel the love here, brother. Yeah, Jay Moore's gone through some surgeries. Yeah, be ready. The shrinkflation. I did a video way back, and there's like some stuff on the candy bars and things on my thumbnail pick. But when you start breaking it down and everybody can come up with ideas, even things recent, I still get emails on the Thursday videos. People will say, look, the toilet paper doesn't have as much in it anymore. It's advertised a different amounts of sheets. We've watched over the years the bags of chips, right? Now they're just bags of air. Like, where have all the chips gone? It's the same bag. You open it up and there's nothing left in there. The ounces have slowly gone down, 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 down. And the price has either been the same or gone up. Ice cream, just all of the goods, all kinds of stuff you've done. Crackers, the list can go on and on and on. Just things that you can say, hey, Joy, we all see you in the reflection of the... My wife's been taking a nap. Her school started back. For all that you know, that my wife, Joy, is a school counselor. And they have been wearing her out. Kindergarten started today. So you haven't heard me talking to Joy tonight. Usually she's over here, hey, don't forget to read this, Jerry. This question, you missed it. She's real good at keeping me on track. But she is worn out today. Those kids are starting up. Everything's brand new. Everyone's running around trying to figure stuff out. Yeah, be ready. You're right. Yeah, prep where you are now. Whatever your lot in life is, whatever you're at now, don't get so caught up that, man, I turned on this YouTube video and so showed me their prepper pantry and, man, it's massive. I'll never get like that. Look, don't set your bar up so high. People are on different walks of life, and you don't know how many years it might have taken them to get to that point. So prep where you're at. Are you better prepared today than you were even a month ago? Even if it's by a little bit. Hey, I got XYZ. It's more than what I had last month. You know what? Keep doing what you're doing. Keep adding to the preps, and no matter how slow you might have to go sometimes. The key is do it. Action, right? Action is the key. So, all right, I'm just doing this here. Hey, Vermont Gardening. I don't know if you might have already jumped off, but if I haven't missed you yet, I appreciate you being here. You're right, 4 a.m. does come early, so totally understand that. I'm glad that you were able to jump in, spend some time with us. Thank you. So I'm still scrolling down here. And Cheryl said that she has to drive home. So Cheryl, I don't know if I caught you before you had to jump off. So you be safe, okay? Oh, yeah, Lorna's reminded us Mammy just had surgery for cancer last week. Oh, and was back on Pinball's live stream that same night. Oh, that's cool. So there's always something going on, right? There's always these little roadblocks, these little obstacles we got to overcome. And that's what we do, one day at a time, one event at a time. Look, we can sit here all day long and talk about the storms and the power grids out in the nuclear war and World War III and zombie apocalypse. A lot of times the battle we're facing is waking up in the morning, looking in the mirror and realizing, man, I got another doctor appointment today, right? Man, we're seeing the obstacle and nobody else is facing that obstacle sometimes but you. And you're like, man, this sucks. And this is your SHTF. You're dealing with it. You're faced with it sometimes by yourself. Maybe it's you and your family dealing with this SHTF, right? And it's like you can't even really have anyone to share it with and to talk. And that's what I sometimes like about our Friday Night Lives is we have the opportunity to say, hey, look, you're not alone. And to kind of see other people that are like, yeah, hey, we understand what you're going through. We know sometimes it can be a little scary. All right, we can feel you. We got it, okay? We know what you're in for. But it's cool. You got this, okay? So you guys keep plugging. I know you got this. And Dave, I know you got this, buddy. Yeah, someone said, yeah, they saw that quick reflection, Joy coming in there. They're like, yeah, I thought that was that hockey mask that coming back there to get you. So you remember it's Friday the 13th, so. Oh, be ready. I just saw you dropped another super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm kind of got behind here again, so I'm kind of scrolling back down now. Yeah, NC Preppers reminding with couponing too. Look, sometimes we don't do a lot of coupons because we stay so busy that sometimes we're just, man, it just feels like we're just one thing to another. And we'll lay some coupons that came in the mail up on the counter. Okay, who's going to go through these? Okay, we'll go through them later, and then you know how that is. They get pushed to the side, and then before you know it, you know what? They're getting expired to go to the trash. So if you're able to still make time to coupon, that's just another way to free up little bits of money that you can buy that extra 50-cent can of veggies or this other bag of this or that. So there's some creative little things that if you haven't already utilized that idea, that, yeah, absolutely. Hey, Plus, good to see you. How's life on the islands? Hope you got soaking up some rays for us out there. I'm scrolling back down here. Now, you guys kind of have a couple side conversations going, and that's awesome. I love that. Yeah, that's what, hey, Plus, I was wondering about the storms. I saw that you were saying that there are some storms out there. I didn't know if those were going to affect your location or not. And I know you're ready. You've got tons of water stocked up and your preps. I know you're ready. Hey, Susan, I see you got to go take care of some dinner. So you go eat your dinner. I appreciate you being on here. You just tell the family, you know what? It's House of Prep tonight. It's Friday night. And you just set up your device at the end of the table. You have a spot for me there at the end of the table. Set me up a little a place setting right there. And then I'll just join you with your dinner. How's that? Yeah. No, don't do that. Your family will hate you. All right, I'm still scrolling here. Oh, Chris is talking about being 4 years cancer-free. One more year and I'll be in remission. That's awesome. Excuse me for a second. There we go. Yeah, sometimes, see who was saying you seldom have to like buy papers anymore or just go to CVS. They have lots of coupons on their app. Yeah, if you utilize the apps nowadays, like the CVS, you mentioned Kroger on their app, you can get coupons. Publix has ways you can just use the app. That's another easy way. And there's probably some things I'm missing out on. So that's just another good reminder for me. Yeah, you guys are congratulating some things. I love hearing the celebrating people, things that are positive. We all can kind of say, hey, high five, things are going good. JT said Friday night is leftovers or pizza. Watching Alaska Prepper then hop. Hey, that's a great Friday night right there. Does Rudy do them on Friday nights? Or is his must be right before mine? I guess I didn't catch that. I must have been not realizing that his is. I thought that he didn't have a Friday night one. Maybe he does. Oh, 5 Central. Ah, okay. So it's still kind of when we're getting home and getting settled in, and then that's why I always have to watch it like later, like on the weekend. I'll kick it on and watch it. So, and that's good because I was trying so hard to try to pick a type and a night where I wasn't really overlapping a whole lot of people. It's impossible to do. There's always somebody on. Oh, garage sales. Daily Preppers reminding, yeah, garage sales are a great way for extra little knickknacks and things and prep items and things you just kind of getting creative. Go to the garage sale. Always great opportunity to pick up something that's lightly used and maybe someone's like, I don't need this anymore. And hey, you can step in, take over it there. Yeah, thrift stores. Tony B was saying, don't forget the thrift stores. Found a practical new food saver for $10. Wow. So you just never know what you're going to find. Piggly Wiggly. I haven't been in a Piggly Wiggly in a long time. All right, Kayla is asking, does anyone know where she can get the vacuum sealer attachment for her mason jars? Cannot find them anywhere. So does anybody know how to help Kayla there? Looking for the vacuum sealer attachment for her mason jars. And I don't know if that's something, does Amazon carry those type? Okay, some people are saying Amazon, Tractor Supply. Yeah, Kayla, just kind of keep an eye here. People have thrown out a couple ideas for you here. Amazon or eBay. eBay's a couple of eBays here. eBay would be good then too. Cool, thank you guys. See, perfect example. You got a question, get it out there. We'll get you some answers. Candace was asking, does anyone remember the movie Big Daddy when they were denting the cans? I remember that scene. They were denting the cans so they could buy them for cheaper. Yeah. Yeah, it's not advisable. Okay, yeah, she's making that clear. She's not advising you do that, but it was just a very funny scene of the movie. I don't know, that's a Adam Sandler movie, if I recall. They were denting up the cans. I remember that. Daily Preppers saying, look, I don't think I've paid full price for any prep equipment other than a knife, right? Getting a good knife. So it's being creative. I know sometimes it can take some time, some effort to go and to be patient and look for some of these things. Yeah, you're right. A good knife is imperative. Having a good, solid, reliable knife. We talk about sometimes having our bug out bag. get home bag is kind of what I use. In my vehicle, I always keep a knife. The one I have in my vehicle, I've had it for years now. It's just a great overall knife. Wasn't expensive. I think at the time I got it for like 20, 30 bucks. It's made by Glock. Same, the handle is the same, the polymer that they use for the defensive tools, right? The blade. I mean, they've made a lot more expensive, brands and things out there, but just as for like an all-purpose multi-tool, I could use it for self-defense very easily. So you just find you something that kind of fits what you use it for. So always advise. Candace is also advising splurging on a good tent. Cheap ones are dangerous. Yeah, if you're going to have a tent that you're going to use. Hey, Jacqueline. No, it's all right. I'm glad that you made it here. Jump on in. And yeah, tent, if you're going to when you need that tent to work, you don't want it to be something like, oh man, I shouldn't paid $2 for my tent, that type of thing. You want to have a good quality tent. Somebody said can openers. Jay Moore did. Having multiple can openers. That's yes, great advice. If you're just what? Yeah, Dave. Yeah, it was in the vehicle that they stole, right? And so when I got it back, I'm thinking, oh yeah, he sold that knife or gave it to a buddy. He was still in the glove box. I think that if the police didn't catch him, then he would have had everything out of that car before it was totaled, right? So, but because they caught him, pretty much everything was still intact. And that was a lot of luck involved there. Yeah, cordage. Yeah, Daily Prepper. That's a great reminder. K-Bar is a good multi-purpose. Yeah, K-Bar is a great brand. You're right. And a knife sharpener. Absolutely. You're in a survival situation. You're using your knife. Oh man, it'd been nice if I had a sharpener because you want it to still operate. You still want to use it for what the function is it, and you want it to be sharp and have an edge. And yeah, absolutely, having a sharpener, definite bonus on that. Oh yeah, Nathaniel said, yeah, took that advice. They got a second can opener. Oh, yeah, we're talking about can openers. So I told you I see those squirrel rabbit trails, and I'm gone. Yeah, having the backup can opener because yeah, you've got the stacks and stacks of canned goods, right? And oh, it's a great down situation. Don't worry, we're prepared. Oh, the can opener broke. We should have had a backup. Too late. What's that cartoon clip? I've seen it before. It's a husband and wife. They're down inside of their bunker, okay? All their supplies, and they're down there. And above ground, you have all these nuclear clouds, right? So there was obviously a big nuclear war. So they're down there in their bunker, and you can see her waving her finger at them. She's like, I told you. I said, all we need down there now is you to put a can opener in our bunker. And so when something goes wrong, we'll be able to have a can opener to open up all these cans. And I said, that's the one thing I told you, and you didn't do it. Now they're down here, and they're going to have to figure out a plan B, right? So, yeah, 10,000 rounds of 5.56, very useful. I could probably get into some cans with that, too. I bet you I could figure that out. Yeah, Dave's told me before the P38 on the key ring. Yeah, you sent me a little link for that once. Having that right there in your key ring. I'm scrolling back up here. I think I've missed. Okay, JT was talking about the tent is a great winter prep. So I'm glad some of you guys can keep the conversations captive and stuff, because when I get on these rabbit trails, I'm gone. Oh, see, good thing I scrolled up. JK had something in caps. Do you consider ever buying a manual meat grinder? I've not considered that. Is that one thing that somebody has already purchased or already has? And is that something that you've used? So that'd be kind of an interesting, especially for the hunters out here, right? The ones, deer hunting and things like that. Probably being able to have that tool for your house as you're processing your food, right? Dave says it's on his list. Carrie says yes. Daily Prepper says yes. So there are some out there. JT, okay, you got the antique one, yep. Cindy has one of the old-time hand meat grinders. Carrie has used hers. Paul has one of the old ones, and I guess, once you've got them, you take care of them, they'll last. Yeah, store firewood for heat, cooking if applicable. I know Dave loves that. Dave loves the firewood, boy. He'd go out there all day long chopping firewood. And then we got to hear about his back. It takes a lot of effort, NC Prepper. Yeah, I can imagine, the extra elbow grease you got to put into that. I guess you probably wouldn't want to grind up the whole deer. You'd be like, put my arm in a sling, right? So, yeah, Dave's got a story that he'll tell about wintertime, about his propane tank. Big winter storm coming. And he was glad he had some firewood. But it all worked out, though. He kind of had to get a last-minute propane delivery out to his property. Oh, Deb said that she had lost me for a minute, but I'm back, so. CR, hey, good to see you, CR. Saw some canning lids at Menards in Wisconsin today for the first time. Couldn't get myself to spend $5 a pack. Lids only, I only feel that way because I haven't learned to can yet. Gotcha. Nice. Well, guys, I'm looking at the time. We're a little over an hour, and that's okay. I don't ever mind going over an hour. But usually once we kind of get around that hour mark, I try to go ahead and say, hey, let's start the downward of the plane, okay? Let's start bringing it down. So as we're bringing it down, if you haven't done so already, if you don't mind, hit the thumbs up button. It's usually an easy thing everybody can do. Occasionally I'll have somebody say, hey, I can't find, where's the thumbs up, thumbs down? I don't see them. On your device, because it does this on my phone sometimes when I'm watching, you actually have to X and close the chat for a minute. And then when you close the live chat of everybody's comments, you'll see the thumbs up button. You can click it and then just go back over and reopen up your chat, and it pulls it back up so you can see everybody again. So if that's you, that's just a quick letting you know where you can do that. Daily Prepper is asking, anyone know where they can get a Carolina cooker pot? Now, what makes the Carolina cooker pot, what makes it stand out? Like, what makes it from Carolina? Is it from where it's made? You got me curious, so. Yeah, Dave, well, we appreciate you too, buddy. Yeah, you got a good group here on your side, so. Yeah, Daily Prepper, if somebody that's on here now does not know what that is, or make sure you check back, because somebody could still comment on this video, like this weekend or such. So make sure that you check back and look at comments later this week too. Oh, Lorna, thank you for reminding me. Hey guys, on the comments of my video, like the descriptions on my video, I always try to leave an Amazon link to something. Even if you don't like that item, that's okay. They're just there for things that I like to get and things. But if you do your normal shopping through Amazon, through my link, like you just go and search, buy what you would normally search and buy on Amazon, it does give me in my channel a small little percentage off of anything you spend. So it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it just shows, or it's an easy, free way to kind of do a small support to the channel. So if you don't mind doing that, that'd be incredible. So thank you for that too. Thank you, Lorna, for reminding us to do that. Yeah, some of you guys have been doing that all the time, and I appreciate that so much. Hey, JT, I think I brought this up the other time, that I had caught that you were also a moderator on Alaska Prepper. I was considering about making you a moderator on my channel, but I didn't want you to feel like you had double duty. You might just enjoy coming to a channel and not having that extra feel of, oh, I've got to help moderate the channel. So you let me know if one way or the other how your feelings are about that. But I was gonna do that like a week or two ago, and then I noticed, because you're super active, and I appreciate all that you do as well. All of our moderators do really well. But anyway, if you see what I'm saying, I didn't want you to feel like you had to, moderate when you just want to maybe come and relax, right? Oh, Candace just became a member of the channel. So that's another one. Oh, okay, JT. So yeah, I could tell once I started going back over to Alaska, I'm like, oh yeah, that's JT. I guess it just two and two never got put together till like this past week. So just when you're already on here, so don't feel pressure, because I want you to have fun and relax here. But I figured the more people that I have that moderate, it just makes it easier for all of them. And you don't have to feel pressure. You don't have to feel like, oh, well, I got to be here every time the doors are open. No, you don't have to. We got plenty of moderators. I just like to have a few extra. So yeah, JT that's why I immediately, like from the last several weeks, in my mind, that was the next in line, was JT. And I just wanted to be, like I wanted to have the opportunity to offer that up, but not at the same time put more pressure or more responsibility on somebody that's already doing it other places. Because I just want them to feel like, oh man, every time I go watch videos, I got to moderate. I want you to feel relaxed too. Yeah, Ali Roo wasn't here tonight. Speaking of moderators, and sometimes work and other things comes into play, but she'll catch up. Uh-oh, Lawless, you got some flooding? Hey, go take care of your flooding, buddy. But real quick, I got into a rabbit trail again. Thank you, Candace. I appreciate that. That's the other thing that for folks that, well, hey, what else can I do to help the channel or be a part of it? Normally where there's like you hit the subscribe button, which I hope you do as well. There's so many things you can do. There's just all kinds of fun things you can do. But you could be a member of the channel, and then occasionally I'll put out a members only video, or maybe like a members only update of what's going on in life and some fun stuff usually. But it's just a small way, and then you get your little house next to your name. I did that for House of Prep. And the colors just depending on how long you've been doing it. So yeah, Lawless, go take care of that basement leak. That's going to be, yeah, send Oreos. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, hey, I appreciate you all so much. Great group. I had a lot of fun. Look, I love doing these. I hope you guys do as well. And I like being here every Friday night, except for missed the last one, but we always catch up. So yeah, shelf life of Oreos, they don't last long. I don't ever have to worry about the expiration dates. It's definitely not a long-term prep. However, my doctor has gotten on to me about a few things, so I do have to kind of tone down on the Oreos, right? So Hey, good to see you all, and a couple of you guys that have been on here that are kind of newer to the channel. Look, it's great having you here. I love the activity. Love that if you feel comfortable, you can jump right in, and feel free to jump in anytime in any of the videos throughout the week or here on the lives. You're welcome, and it's a good group here. I appreciate you guys so much. But yeah, but you guys have a good, safe week, guys. Okay, and a good weekend.